Hi everyone, Steve here. Just wanted to share some quick thoughts with you on preparing for the digital LSAT this fall, now that the LSAT has gone fully digital in North America. For those of you who are prepping and have typically been writing in your prep books, making notes and diagrams on the page, you will no longer be able to do that on the digital LSAT. Going forward, you will now have to do all your work, where you're writing by hand, in a separate booklet of scratch paper of approximately 12 to 14 pages, 8.5 by 11 paper, unlined. And so the nice thing about this for your prep is that you'll no longer have to write in the books and then erase things or make photocopies or print out multiple copies. Just do all your work on scratch paper on the side and keep your books clean. Makes it very easy to do and redo games, which is of course enormously useful for your prep. Highly recommend studying this way, and as a bonus, it preserves your prep books. So just keep this in mind as you move forward with your prep. Redoing games is enormously useful. Even doing the same game 10, 20, 30 times or more leads to new insights. Back when I was prepping for the LSAT and then in my early years as a tutor, I kept doing the same games in the 30s over and over and over again. And one of the really nice things about this is that over time, I start to see better and more efficient ways of approaching the logic games that I had not previously seen. So you don't, of course, do games necessarily 30 times when you're studying on your own, but even doing the same game 5 or 10 times will lead to new insights. So I highly recommend studying this way if you can. I wouldn't suggest doing games in the 30s, of course. Doing games in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s is probably the best course of action for you if you're studying for the LSAT this fall. I would recommend specifically focusing your foundational prep on games in the 50s and 60s and saving the games in the 70s and 80s for your full-length timed exams closer to test day. One other thing I should note is that if you are taking the LSAT in September, let's say, you might want to save a handful of exams to use if you might potentially retake in October or November instead. So perhaps you want to do the exams, the even-numbered exams in the 70s and 80s as time practice and save the odd-numbered exams for a potential retake in October or November. You don't have to do that, of course. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. But there is something nice about being able to do a full-length 5-section timed exam closer to test day. And if you're retaking, of course, have it be something totally new that you have not seen before. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best with your prep and take care.